Severe weather for the upper Midwest to Eastern Rockies and also Arizona. We have a fire risk in the northeast and west. We have flash flooding for the southeast and new tropical disturbance updates. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew. Today is August 22nd, 2025. So starting with severe weather, again, we only have a marginal risk or 1 out of 5 stretching from Michigan all the way to Wyoming and Colorado and also Arizona. And what this entails is that we have an isolated risk to see winds up to 60 miles per hour or greater and also large hail. But for Arizona, we only have that wind risk. Okay, so when this is going to happen, starting with northern Wisconsin, looks like things are going to start around 1 p.m. and travel eastward into western Michigan throughout the late afternoon and evening. On the border of Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota, you guys are already seen remnants of an MCS or mesoscale convective system or one big blob from last night, and this is going to dissipate throughout the day, and we may see a resurgence around 1 p.m. Central Time. And for Colorado, Wyoming, you guys are going to see isolated cells around 1 p.m. Mountain Time. But there is a chance around midnight starting in Wyoming that there's going to be another wave of storms, and that's going to travel southeastward. From the Great Basin, Four Corners area, it looks like you guys are going to see dry thunderstorms around 1 p.m. Central Time. So instead of precipitation, you guys may see downdraft winds. For the southeast, the Weather Prediction Center has issued a slight risk or a 2 out of 4 for flash flooding. And isolated places may see 4 inches or greater. And so the time frames from the southeast all the way to southern Texas, you guys are going to see isolated storms pretty much all day, and it's more so going to happen during the day and evening and less so during the night. But for the southeast, you guys are going to see a higher chance to see those isolated to scattered cells. Okay, so now for the tropics, Hurricane Erin, we don't really have to worry about her that much anymore. She's a category 1 with 90 miles per hour sustained wind. There are only 2 things to worry about her. One, the rip currents still are an issue from Florida all the way to Maine. But interestingly enough, Hurricane Erin is going to be responsible for fire risk from Maine all the way to around Boston. And remember that low pressures are counterclockwise flow, and that's pretty much what hurricanes are. And so for the northeast, we're going to have northerly flow. And we have the apps going along the north part of the state. And so when you have downflow wind, that's going to cause the air to be more dry. But in addition to that sinking motion, when we look at air aloft, we also have dry air. And so we're going to see relative humidities around 20 to 35%. I do also want to give a shout out to Oregon and Washington State because there also is an elevated fire risk over there as well. Okay, looking at 500 millibars or midway to the troposphere, we do have an embedded shortwave trough that's headed into Wisconsin and Michigan. And we both see a wind speed max and also vorticity max. So we're going to have pretty decent shear, which is going to tilt those updrafts and prolong the storm. But also with the vorticity, it's going to help spin and promote more upward motion. We can also see a similar thing on the border of Iowa and Nebraska, but this will also weaken over time as well. And from Wyoming and Colorado, there's a little bit of a perturbation or a disturbance, and that might be sufficient enough for some upward motion. And looking at the surface, we have a cold front going from the upper Midwest to the plains to the Eastern Rockies, and that's going to contribute with the surface lifts. For the south and southeast, you guys are pretty much having a stationary front and also kind of a stationary low, and it's recycling that tropic moisture over there that's helping aid those isolated storms.